There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true. Yo, folks, the Yonkō Table has set sail yet again, this time into the world of Amazon Prime with season 3 of The Boys. That's right, folks. We are tackling the hit, gory, grotesque superhero TV series that's been going on, I think, for the last, since like 2018, 2017, something like that. But we're here to talk about season 3, episodes 1 through 3 specifically, because for those that don't know, Amazon Prime likes to drop these episodes like the same day, and they usually drop them like in chunks for their season premieres. So for season 3 premiere, they dropped episodes 1 through 3 all at once this past Friday. So we're gonna be talking about episodes 1 through 3, and after that we'll follow with each subsequent week with just one episode, because that's how they'll release. But with me for The Boys is fellow Supernova Toasty. Are you a stan of The Boys? I don't know. I'm taking a shot in the dark.
I mean, 120%, yeah. Like, this is the live action version of The Invincible, the other anime show that Prime
Invincible
has.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the gore, I like the blood, because if they
you're always asking for this in these shows.
Exactly,
Finally you get it.
Exactly. If they were superheroes in real life, they would cause a mess, and this show really shows how it is. Like, do you really think a hero like Superman would be perfect? No, you're worshipped, and you're gonna take advantage of people worshiping you. I love it.
No, and I'll take this as a chance to maybe just touch on, at least my fandom and yours as well on The Boys. I do agree with you. I like how gritty and gory the show is, because I feel like superheroes in today's reality would act the way that that these characters act, these superheroes. I really believe that they would be bought up by corporations, and they would be used as advertising products, and their personalities, I think, would be kind of shitty. I think they would be terrible people. Well, some of them, maybe some would be, the tried and true type of Superman character.
You always have one bright apple in a bunch, but
right,
majority will be garbage. You see it today with stars. They don't even have superpowers, but because they're worshipped, 99% of them are spoiled. And even those who have family members who are stars get spoiled by them. So they think that because they're related to somebody that's famous, they're allowed to have certain benefits. So yeah.
God forbid they have powers.
Yeah.
But we're into season 3 of The Boys. I mean, you guys already heard it. We're big fans of The Boys, loving it. This past season, I think it took a while to come out, right? Because I think, wasn't it originally supposed to come out last year? But did COVID push it out, or because usually it was one every year, right? Wasn't season 1 and 2 like back to back each year?
Season 1 was all of the episode at once. That was in 2019.
Oh, it was all at once.
Yeah, the first season was all at once. Okay. They didn't mess around the first time. The second season, it was over the span of a couple months.
I remember
September
that.
To October, and last year we were supposed to get season 3, but like with everything last year because of COVID, we lost a year. We lost a year in almost everything: movies, TV shows, video game, any type of media or content that was supposed to be released last year, all were moved back. So this one was one of the victims of that.
Got it. Yeah, because like I remember, even because usually they come out like in the summer, like in June, July-ish, from what I remember.
Yeah, it's late summer. Like, it's a fall release practically.
Right. And yeah, like I remember last year thinking like The Boys was gonna come out, and I was waiting because it's been a while since season 2, and then nothing. They're like, oh yeah, 2022. I'm like, what? Damn, that sucks. Because I think in between that time, I haven't seen it. I don't know if you have. We got that animated series, The Boys Diabolical.
I watched that. I highly recommend it because
Is it good?
goes,
Okay.
yeah, it goes into deeper into building up the how we call it, I guess the universe, the boys universe, and
Okay.
how certain people handle certain things. Highly
So
recommend it.
so it's not centered on like, the seven, like the main cast. It's
No, like
okay.
really, there's an episode about a baby having powers.
Oh, that's
Really,
what's
one
up.
of the one of them. You remember the baby from the first season or the second season?
The one that
with the
had
laser eyes?
powers where Butcher would grab it and he was like killing everyone with. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they had an episode. I don't think it was the same baby, but it could have been the same baby because that baby also had laser eyes.
Okay.
So it was one of those episodes. This show anyway was similar to the way they built Star Wars, where every episode was made by a different.
The anime
company.
of Visions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was made by a different company. So that art style reminded me of the old Warner Brothers cartoon, where you have the characters chasing each other, clowning and sure, but there's no talking.
Oh, okay, like Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
Look
Luton's,
funny.
like
Okay.
when Tom had to babysit a baby, and the baby would go into a construction factory or construction site,
Okay.
go
Okay.
up a crane, but right before it falls off, the crane perfectly aligned with another platform, stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Got it. Yeah. I mean, I might even watch it like, in between watching these episodes. It's been on my list and I've heard good things about it, but
It's really short. Like
I-
it's something
yeah.
you can knock out like 2 episodes a day while eating breakfast. Really.
okay. I will give it a shot. But hey, let's dive deep into episodes 1 through 3. What did you think about this season premiere starting off? Did you think it was stronger than the previous seasons? Was it like or just the typical boys fashion, like, okay, they started, however they start, and I'm ready, I'm here for it?
Honestly, I felt like initially it started kind of slow. I felt like not a lot of things happened in the first 3 episodes because we only have 8 episodes also this season, like every season.
Okay.
We're practically halfway there, and I feel like the first 3 episodes, a lot of the time I spent was trying to remember like the goal of certain characters because it's been a while since we watched the show, and I was like, okay, what the hell's going on? Why is this person not showing up? Why is this person doing this? It was still a first good 3 episode, but at the same time, I expected more death, if that makes sense. I feel like there was a lot.
Damn, more death just in the first 3 episodes?
Yes, more death. There was a lot of things happening in episode 3, I believe. And we can get to this. It was the Cold War thing with the Russian, and a couple things were dropped that were different from the comic. But
that's right. You read the comic.
Yeah, I read about half of it. I didn't finish it just because I got bored.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell right now, this is highly different from the comic.
Right. Yeah, and I've heard that about the previous seasons too, like the direction they took. I think we even talked about it before, like how in the comics, like in the very beginning, the boys, they take pills or whatever for like superpowers to temporarily get superpowers.
Yeah, and it's confirmed from the beginning that the heroes are douchebags. Literally, the first scene that we see Hughey, the main character, you remember in the first episode he was walking and then the girlfriend stepped on the sidewalk.
Yeah, iconic. Yes.
Yeah. And the comic, he was actually living in Britain. And that's why they wanted the actor, the guy that plays the dad from Son of the Dead.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
Yes,
I always forget his name, but
y'all know.
I know him. I know him.
Mm-hmm. That guy, they wanted him to play Hughey, and before he got too old.
Right.
But in the comic, he was actually at a fair with his girlfriend, and a hero, I can't remember who, either flew or ran from America, and they either crashed a villain into a wall and they slammed the girlfriend into the wall, or he ran into the girlfriend and killed the girlfriend. And practically, the cops said, "Oh my God, look at these heroes, freaking douchebags."
I thought they were gonna say, "Look at them, they saved the day."
No, like it's from the first chapter of the comic. Heroes are douchebags. Everybody knows they're douchebag. Everybody hates them, but we know they're necessary.
Right.
Unlike the show where they're set up as being perfect.
Right. No, I probably maybe once the show is over, whenever that is, in like 5 years or whatever, I might give the comic a read. I just don't want to. I not really spoiled, but I don't want to know or have an idea of what's coming next in a way.
Believe me, like from what I read, a lot of the things like they're gonna make reference to characters from the comic, but it's so different that it doesn't matter. You know, it's
Right.
like reading a Batman comic and expecting to get spoiled on the movie that's coming out next year.
Right. And
it's different universe.
And part of it is because I'm sure this was something in the comic, but like just as an example, Black Noir, he was supposed to in the comic he was supposed to be like a Homelander clone, like a botched one.
That's the big thing that was revealed.
Okay.
That was different because in this we're gonna talk about when we get there. Black Noir is black.
Oh wow.
Black Noir, like honestly, I don't know if that's racist or not, man. Like a black lady Noir means black in French, so black is a black guy.
Oh my god,
so,
I didn't even consider that. He's called Black, and
yes,
he's black.
And he's black. So
actually maybe they might go into, you know, who chose his hero name. Maybe he would have had nothing to do with being called anything black. Maybe he was something else, and then, you know, once he got into Vought, they're like, let's sell this.
Let's sell this black. But that's a major thing. And like, for example, Homelander, Black Noir, and the Deep, all of them are douchebags from the beginning. Like you say, like Black Noir in this show has, I don't remember the last time we saw the man. I don't even remember what that happened to him.
The last thing I remember was, and I could be wrong, but this is the last thing I remember, was that thing where I think it was Queen Maeve, I think, or some character was fighting him in Vought Tower, and they stuck like peanuts, I think, in his mouth.
Oh, because he's allergic to that.
Because he's allergic. And so I think since then we have not seen him, but he is alive. He just is immobilized because he got peanuts shoved in his mouth.
You see, that's my issue with the show waiting 2 years to come back. Like,
we don't
those
remember.
are details that are missing. Like this guy, Black Noir, is missing. Queen Maeve has barely any scene in the show except for that one scene when she calls somebody.
She had like one major scene, and that's it. After
this
that,
guy is just.
I love the Deep, man. He's just so weird.
And this guy right here, like I don't know what they're gonna like. He's dead.
Oh yeah, he's dead. Yeah, that's Translucent, I think his name was. Yeah. He that guy's dead. But yeah, I guess going back, like these first 3 episodes, I thought they started pretty strong. Like I don't remember how the previous seasons of The Boys, like, you know, picked up in their initial viewing, but I was invested like no time has passed. I'm like, oh man, these are the characters I like. This is the clownery I like seeing. Anthony Starr as Homelander, still selling it. Psychotic, unhinged, like it's great. I loved it. Yeah, so first episode, I really love the first episode, and the reason why is because it showed the state of how, like, where we left off from the previous season, because I'm sure you remember the first 2 seasons was the boys always in hiding, and they're trying to fight back against these superheroes that are in control of the world. Like Homelander, he's happy every day, like, you know, he's treating everyone like crap, but like he's in control. This is his life, and he's doing this weird stuff with the older mommy lady that he did the milk lady. So everything is in the superheroes' control, but fast forward to now it's a different tone. Now you have characters like Hughey and Starlight no longer in hiding. They're out and about. They're like in the public eye. They're not ashamed anymore. They're not afraid. And you have someone like Homelander. I love seeing this guy. I love seeing the power from the most powerful man on the planet just taken away from him. Like, you can see it in every scene he's in. I think the first scene we see is they're showing Dawn of the Seven, right?
Oh yeah, the movie.
The movie. And the movie, I mean, I love the Stormfront twist where they're like, oh yeah, we had to go back to the drawing board and do the Bork Snyder cut.
Yes.
She was a Nazi. She was a Nazi. So they had to redo it, and then Homelander's like, fighting her now because she's a not. And I like how she's saying all these German terms when the character was nothing like that, right?
Exactly.
Maybe she said one or two German things, but like,
no, they over dramatize her to like they max it up. Typical company like manipulation BS, man. Like it was amazing.
It was hilarious. But they're watching the premiere of Dawn of the Seven, and everyone's like clapping, like hooray, yay. But Homelander, he's got that psychotic ringing in his ear, like he's like,
he's
bro,
losing it.
It's great. I don't know if you got the same feeling, but like I love those scenes. Like whenever everyone's happy and they show him and like he's putting on this face to fake happiness, but he's screaming internally.
Like this man is, I'm waiting for the breaking point. I'm waiting for him to actually go off and kill somebody, because he realized he's losing power, and the only person he's been taking it out on is A-Train. Because every time he crosses the bed,
he's such a bully, man. Like A-Train deserves it, but at the same
100%.
time, like I kind of feel bad for him a little bit. I'm like,
every
damn,
time
man.
he cross A-Train is minding his own business, drinking a cup of coffee, frappuccino. Man, that's like your 5th cup today. You want to lay off? Like,
he's like touching his stomach, like mocking him.
Yeah.
No, it definitely was hilarious. Like the guy, because you can see it where in that scene that you're talking about, he's still in that like that ears ringing phase, and he walks by someone like A-Train, and it's the one chance he sees at gaining some kind of power back, some level of control that he used to have, and he uses it to just make fun of him.
A-Train and the Deep are in trouble this season, man.
They're the punching bags.
Yeah, every time somebody sees them, like they go off on them.
It's so sad. I mean, again, I'm always gonna say this: the Deep and A-Train had it coming for a long time.
Yeah.
But you could tell that like it's like getting like bullied, but like the bullies are now getting bullied, and it's getting excessive.
It is.
But I like just seeing the state of everyone. Maybe you remember this more than me. What exactly is Hughey a part of now? It's he's
part of a new like defense department. I believe they call it the Minister of Superior Affair. So it's like a new minister. Okay. So instead of like defense, Minister of Defense. So he's part of that group, because the lady Newman, which we might as well talk about that right now. Nadia, we realize that she's a superhero now. Right. So that lady, she
because it was the plot twist in last season.
Yeah, she's the one that was blowing off people's head because she has that weird like OP ability. By the way, just look at
we don't know what the rules are with that yet. Like we know what's involved with her eyes, but like
as long as she sees you, she can kill you, because that's why the guy.
But she has to look at you.
Yeah, because remember at the end of the episode, the friend Tony tried to cover up her eyes, and she had to take it off. And once she opened her eyes, she blew off the hand. And that's why she had to he was still holding it to her face, and she had to remove it, and she blew off his jaw and the eye.
Oh, that's why she blew up the hand, because she could see the hand. And
exactly.
Okay, got it.
It seems that she's somewhat able to control like the explosion force, because she was able to blow off his hand and then later blow off his mouth and just the eye. And later she chose to blow up the entire body. So it seemed that she just has to look in your general location and say, okay, I want to blow up your head, and just your head will go, which is broken.
It really is. Like, how do you stop that? I guess, blindside her at some point and stab her in the eye. Well, I mean, like,
limits. What are her limits? Does she needs to look at you directly? Can she do it to a camera? If she used binoculars, can she kill you with a binocular instead? What are the range? None of that has been answered. And can she only destroy humans, or can she also affect like physical things? If she looks like at a building, can she just boom, crash, or make the bottom of the building destroy, and then the entire thing collapse?
How limited? Like, I want to say, and again, we don't know, but I want to say that it's organic. Like, you know, she could only manipulate whatever it is that she does, because we don't even know what she's doing with the power. Like, is she causing your organs to expand, or is it just boom, just explosion, boom, that's it. So I want to say it's organic, just from what we've seen. She pops people's heads like like they were candy.
Exactly.
But I remember that was the plot twist from last season. There was someone going around popping heads at all these like these legislation meetings and political power meetings.
And she was the anti-superhero congresswoman.
She was anti-superhero.
Yes, because she was pushing for a minister or a ministry to control the superheroes.
Okay.
So she got her wish at the end of the last season because of the clownery. She created a new Ministry of Defense against superheroes, or Ministry of Superhero Affairs. The entire deal is they supervise heroes. They say, okay, if you do a clownery, we imprison you. Because before that, heroes go around killing everyone they could see. No one could stop them.
And then people would sweep it under the rug, you know, hide it. Right.
And which is why they mentioned there's a 60% less kill or death on superheroes like this year. That's why they mentioned that. It's because they're able to imprison heroes now. Hughey,
right.
Because of his clownery with the boys, was hired by her because Hughey was, you know, the regular guy. Plus he's dating Starlight. So he was hired by her to practically run that office.
Okay. Got it.
It seemed that they became best friends within a year, you know,
they became buddies. Yeah,
because we see them having lunch together, and she was sneaking in his food, like they were joking with each other. Like, exactly, they had a good relationship.
Right. And no, it like those parts I was glad to see, because Hughey, since episode 1, like we said, has not had an easy life in this superhero business. He's been hiding. He's been in fear for his life every waking moment. So to see him in the state that he was in episode 1, as you know, one of the heads of the, you know, the ministry, and even with like a moniker of fame to that too, because in the first episode there was this guy that he walked by when he walked into his office, and the guy was like fangasming, saying, "Oh my God, is that Hughey? Is that the guy that, you know, did all this from the last season?" So, and
he's dating Starlight, like people.
And he's dating Starlight.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that he's famous for dating Starlight. He did all these things, and by the way, he also is dating one of the 7, Starlight.
Exactly, and he's running one of the most. They had a successful year in terms of like limiting clownery in the US with superheroes. So he's famous.
And it's great. I like seeing that. Like, Hughey seemed happy. He's in control.
Yeah, he deserves a W.
Until for like
more clownery.
Until some more clownery, like you said earlier, the plot twist this episode, or not really the plot twist, because we knew she was the one popping heads, but Hughey didn't know that. And so, you know, you had this character, I think his name was Tony, and apparently he knew Nadia, which is, I guess, her real name, from some.
They knew each other from the orphanage where they were together, the home.
Right,
because that would explain the only time they would have met, because she was again, might as well talk about it right now. Mixed up episode a little bit, but she was adopted by the head of Vought.
What's his name again? I always
I just call him the black British guy. Like, he has a British.
No,
accent.
he's great. Well, actually, wait, he's British?
I mean, he has a British accent, I think. No, because he has a weird accent. Like the way he speaks. I thought he was British.
Oh man. I think it's pronounced Giancarlo Esposito. Giancarlo. That's his name. Wow. Well, I mean, not the character's name, but that's the actor's name. And then from The Boys, he plays nope, that's Moff Gideon. Oh my God. Hold on.
Do you remember when he was introduced?
From what I recall, he was introduced in the last season. I don't remember him from season 2. I'm pretty sure he was not from season 2. I'm sorry. Season 1. He was introduced in season 2. I do not remember him from season 1.
Honestly, yeah, I have no idea what his name
For
is.
some reason, I cannot find, like, whatever. The head of Vought, right? But it's like you said, he's the head of Vought, and there's this shady group home thing that they're doing where, like, he's raising some of these superheroes.
Stan. His name is Stan.
Stan or
Yes.
Sten, Sten?
Yeah, Stan Edgar. That's his character name.
Okay.
Like, but his real name is Giancarlo Giuseppe, like, you know, Pinocchio. Alessandro Esposito. Like, he's from Denmark, or he was born in Denmark. Like, yeah, I have no idea.
Oh,
Apparently,
to an Italian family? Is that what it says?
Yeah, it seems that he, like, okay, there we go. His mom is Afro-Puerto Rican and his dad was Italian. So
that's a mix. Wow.
Yeah, that's why he has that weird accent, you know? Like, I know his voice doesn't sound normal. I know he has an accent from somewhere, but I guess it was a Danish accent.
It's very hard to pinpoint.
But apparently he moved to the US when he was 6, so Brooklyn accent. I don't know, man. Like, this man is weird. Like,
yeah. No, I totally get it. Like, everything that I've seen this man in, I've loved, like, his acting and whatever, because he could pull off a bunch of roles and switch his accents to whatever he wants. Yeah. I know he's the main villain in Far Cry 6.
Oh, snap! That's him.
That's him. Yeah.
Snap! It does look like him.
He's the one on the box art standing behind the little boy, whoever that is, on the box. Yeah, man.
Honestly, yeah, I didn't make the connection. Apparently, he's also Lex Luthor and Harley Quinn. So, and
wow,
Moff Gideon and Mandalorian.
Yes,
Holy
yes,
God.
he is Moff Gideon. Yes.
You know what? I have difficulty remembering faces, but now it's
clicking. this one, you gotta remember it. This one is I love every role that he's been in. I don't think I've seen a movie or show or anything where this guy did not do his job.
Yeah, he doesn't miss.
Exactly. Also, he was in I think was it Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad? I don't know.
No, he wasn't Better Call Saul, but I never watched that, and I never watched Breaking Bad, so.
Yeah. But anyways,
I'm sorry. He was the narrator and Dear White People, the guy that used to speak the show.
That was him.
Yes, because the voice, when you think about the voice, that was the calm voice. He has the same voice as in the boys. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't watch too much of Dear White People, but I remember the narrator like having like a like what you just said, a calm voice. So yeah, man, he does not miss. He does not miss. Yeah. But yeah, we get that plot twist with he's raising some superheroes and he's like not adopting them, but he's kind of like grooming them for whatever purposes he has with Vought.
No, he's planting them in position of power. He mentioned it also in one of the things when he was talking to the guy running for president. He said, "Do not worry about me. I still have some strings to pull in Congress."
That's right.
Initially, we didn't know what he meant. We just assumed that he could pay off a random person, but we realized no. One of the biggest competitor to his company is actually his adopted daughter. So this man is playing both sides. He literally is in charge of everything. He was most likely in charge of her pulling up the games to run against Vought just to build some tension, which is going to cause even more drama, which causes Vaught's name to come out even more. And that goes into what happened in the first episode, right? We get to see I guess a mission where Hughey, with his information, being able to get this information about superheroes, where they're going to be at, what clownery they're going to do, he relays that to his squad, the boys. Butcher, Frenchie, what's the Asian girl's name? Is it Kimiko? Kimiko. Okay, Kimiko. Yeah. There we go. So Frenchie, Kimiko, and Butcher, and he says, "Hey, this is where this guy's gonna be. Catch him in the act with something." And we have a particular scene with Termite, where do you want to explain this scene, Toasty? Did you want to go into detail? Let's just say things got explosive.
Yes, things got a little explosive.
Yeah, somebody was blown away.
Exactly. Not in the conventional way. And it really it's kind of scary when you think about it, because like I'm sure we've seen like, you know, more tame shows like you know, DC or Marvel, where like you have some superhero that kind of has something similar, right? They could shrink down to whatever size they want. Look,
The
Ant-Man.
Wasp.
Ant-Man
Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's also the B girl from the one from the
from
Teen
DC.
Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's the one that looks like a bee.
Yeah. And she has like those little like buzz electricity thingy that she
Right.
fires. I can remember.
Right.
She's a B-rated hero. So
she's okay. Well, wait. Can she shrink down?
yeah, she can shrink. That's her
Okay.
entire deal. She can shrink, shrink to like into a mini form practically.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure, as like I've asked this, I'm sure you've asked this many times, and I'm sure other people have too, where you have a superhero with that power and you're like, what's stopping them from just like, let's say they're fighting a cosmic villain, you know, someone dangerous that, you know, they need to stop them.
Just going in there and then
Go
boom.
just going in like there. And again, it doesn't have to be anything as provocative as the boys did in episode 1, but like
No.
go in their nostril, go in their mouth. I'm sure
That
there's
man
other
was going
holes.
straight. He was going straight for Frenchie's buttocks.
And I'm like,
was gonna
oh,
blow him away.
isn't that a little more difficult? Isn't that a little more
Nasty, yeah, because Frenchie was fighting for his life. This man said, yo, help me. He's going for my ass.
And it's because like once because he retains the super strength that he has as a superhero.
But you don't even need to do that. You just have to go to the general entrance and then boom, expand, and half of the body is gone. Yeah.
Literally, if he was to go and like barely into his nose,
yeah,
it's over.
You're gone.
It's over. Boom, expand.
And this is really the best superpower you can have for assassination. If you want it to be a villain,
it's perfect.
It's perfect. You go in there, that guy, he has the super strength because he was able to punch Frenchie across.
He was tossing him around like a rag
when he
doll.
was the size of a pebble. So you go into somebody's brain, you punch them in the brain, they go to sleep forever.
You can do anything once you're inside the body. It's I'm always like, yo, why didn't just Ant-Man, you know, crawl up Thanos' nose and boom? But then we wouldn't have a movie. That's the excuse. But you have someone like Termite doing what I've always asked of these other miniature superheroes that can shrink, and he's fighting these characters, and things got explosive with his lover, I guess, at this superhero party. And they caught him in the act, and they're here to take him out, or at least not kill him, but you know, restrain him.
Wanted to kill him because he was gonna step on him and kill him because they were.
He OD'd him on coke. That was hilarious.
Like,
he just shook him in the bag.
For those of you who are just listening and you're interested in watching the show, practically all he did was take a big bag of coke, drop a guy that's the size of a pebble in there, and shake him. That's the equivalent of a regular human swimming in an Olympic-sized pool full of coke. This man OD in second.
He was convulsing and everything once he got out of the bag.
Yeah, and they even made a joke saying that he had to go to therapy or like some kind of resort for people with drug problems.
Well, you see, right here, this is what, because Butcher, as we know, since we've seen the first 2 seasons, he hates superheroes. He hates them. And if given the opportunity with any of them, which we see later on, he will kill them. But in this scenario, he's working with Hughey with the trade-off, saying like, we're not going to kill these supes. We're going to hold them accountable for their actions. And that's the mentality, because Butcher wanted to, you know, squat him like right there as he was ODing on coke. But he's like, no, let's do it Hughey's way. Let's bring him in, you know, charge him and put him behind bars and, you know, all that stuff. But we see kind of what you mentioned earlier about with Vought having this power, and Sten playing both sides. we see that even though they caught this guy in the act and they brought him into a ministry that's supposed to hold him accountable, they still, I think it was Nadia, she told Hughey, okay, we're not gonna put him behind bars because he's a major player in whatever, you know, the superhero pantheon in the country. So they traded him off for, we're getting these 5 other superheroes that got charged for, like, you know, battery, or, you know, these
one of them was domestic assault or something.
assault, and it was something minor. And I mean, not the charge, but like the heroes that they were, I mean, the charge compared
was minor, because domestic assault might sound big for us, but in a world where we hear stories of them literally running into people and killing them,
or this scene right here, you know, exploding inside of someone.
By their point of view, it is a minor crime.
Right. And plus I think Hughey even acknowledged the heroes that they were getting traded off were B-list. Like, they were minor heroes. So it's like,
heroes.
What's the point? You know, because Termite was someone big, and if they brought him in, it was going to be big. But Nadia was like, no, we're gonna he's gonna go off to therapy. He's gonna go off to therapy, come back, and he's gonna be part of, you know, whatever the next superhero squad.
See, I feel like this scene would have been better if they went the comic book direction, because that's an issue in the comic book. A lot of the heroes, the minor heroes, they were sent to small towns to police there, and a lot of them want to go to major towns, you know. So the side heroes that they got in exchange for Termite was probably a hero from like small town somewhere like in the middle of nowhere. Which is why Butcher was so angry. As somebody that does not matter. But because we don't get to see that many heroes in the show, you don't get that same effect, which sucks.
You get some like nuggets here and there. Like I know there was something about, like, when A-Train went back to like his hometown, there was that news TV station that was talking about how a superhero like basically killed like a random black kid just walking down the street, and the superhero was being interviewed. I think his name was Blue Hawk or something.
Yeah, that guy.
I'm like, oh wow, that's a minor hero.
You see way more than the comic, where you see all those minor heroes. So they got somebody like this, you know, somebody that just practically is your walk around the street like regularly. Like, he's not rich, he just has like minor roles. So for Butcher point of view, they got a diamond, but instead they were given a third.
Exactly. And Butcher, you know, once so Butcher's role in this is very interesting. So Butcher, despite hating Supes, is still willing to take care of the son of Homelander, or how he views it, the son of his wife. And he seems to be getting along with him pretty well, you know, in the beginning. And I'm honestly surprised that it seems that Butcher kind of like really cares about the kid in a way.
Because in a way is the only thing that reminds him of his wife, and he did love the wife. So his main thing was he thought the wife cheated on him or left him for a Homelander. And that's something that's in the comic too. In the comic, it's way more complicated than what happened. I don't remember exactly what happened in the comic, but it was something. I think the wife should have told him, I'm leaving you for this other person. Don't quote me on that, but it's something way more complicated. But for this show, like, honestly, I don't see why he cares for the kid. Like, that was the wife's kid, and he's hiding the kid from Homelander, but I don't know, their relationship is weird. I need to know what his game plan is, because he made it seem that he cares for the kid, but toward the end he hates the kid. But you're wondering if he hates the kid because he wants to protect the kid from Homelander.
I think it's that. I mean, because it is a little complicated, because you know, and Butcher knows this too. He knows pissing off this kid, like, you know, making him feel like Homelander, like lonely and not being loved by anyone. That's just Homelander 2.0.
And the kid has shown scene of that. When he grabbed Butcher, he was like, "Where the hell you going, bro?"
And he told him, "Dude, let me go." And he was being authoritative. Like, you know, he's saying, "No, you're not leaving. You said you would stay here and, you know, protect me and everything." And That's a little psycho. I mean, it's the seeds. The seeds are there.
No, it is, and it makes me wonder how the hell did Homelander not find this kid already? All you have to do is follow Butcher. It's not like they're hiding somewhere in a bunker. Like they're just in a cabin somewhere. And yes, they move every couple months, but for God's sake, it shouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah, I think they could have explained that a little better because they've shown, like we see, I think in episode 1, Homelander finds Butcher like it's nothing. And
he spies on the A train. He knew what A train had for lunch. He was like, yeah, I saw you in this room wolfing down like 5 double McChicken or something. Like
at least with A train, it's because they're in the same building, so they have to, and I'm probably sure like there's like a superhero suite just for them, and he probably just saw him walking by. But with Butcher, he just shows up at Butcher's place, and it's something like, I mean, my man, if you want to find his son, Butcher maybe at some point is gonna go see him,
or even call somebody that's in contact with the son. You have super hearing.
Just tail him for a day, 2, 3 days. I don't know. Maybe. Again, it's having to be in front of, like, I guess the cameras or something. Maybe that's why he can't devote all this time to just Butcher. But Butcher gets something very interesting that I know was a plot point in the comics, which was the temporary superpowers.
That's introduced like episode 1 of the comic, like
right,
up, like not episode 1, but like chapter 1,
right?
Like literally, the plot of it is you get some kind of it's like I guess a temporary like liquid that you.
This is in the comics, or are you talking about the episode?
No, actually, it's in both now.
Oh, okay,
because it's the same thing in the comic. In the comic, they realized early on that it's impossible for them to fight heroes being regular human. So by using Compound V, I guess the V24 they're calling it now.
Temp V.
Yeah, the Temp V, it allows them to go 1-to-1 with the villains or the heroes. Because in the comic, the villains or heroes, they don't care. They will literally cut you apart without blinking an eye. While in the show, obviously, they have to have that demeanor where they have to hide everything from everybody. But no.
Right.
So that I'm excited for. Because all of them take it in the comic. All of them.
Right. And I mean, this is something I like, this change in the TV series where they don't have that in the beginning. And then we don't know if they're ever going to get it. Before season 3, we never knew if they were going to introduce that part into the story at any point. I like that these characters did not have powers, because every time any of these 7 behind you showed up on screen,
they shattered their pants.
It's like, how are you going to escape? What are you going to do? What are you going to say? I remember there were scenes in season 2 where Homelander would literally be standing in front of the boys. And it's like, how are they going to get out of this? It's Homelander. Yep. Like they can't run. They can't swim wherever. Cause I think it was a scene where like they were in the sewers. They like went into like a sewer pipeline. Yeah. And
that was the one where the Deep ran into, or they ran
the
into
whale.
That whale.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Deep like was crying next to the wall, and they walked past him saying, "Bro, what the hell is wrong with you? Let's go."
Yep. And I remember Homelander. I don't even remember how they escaped, but I remember they escaped.
It was Starlight, I believe.
It was Starlight. Okay.
Yeah,
actually, yeah, it was. I think it was. And it was great. You had no idea, and it just adds that level of tension whenever these characters are on screen. I like, and I don't mind it being introduced now, because we've seen 2 seasons where these guys are powerless and they have nothing to fight the Supes with. Yeah. Now they're getting that trump card that they need. Now it's like, okay, how effective are they going to be now with superpowers?
And it's going to make it better, because now it's going to allow for bigger fights. Because once the hero realizes these guys have some kind of a resistance, they can go deep shit crazy and destroy everything. And we've seen it a little bit where that lady with the red thing exploded some random worker in the street. I'm assuming we're gonna see more of that.
No, 100%. It's I mean, because what, Queen Maeve, she's the one that gives Butcher the 3 valves of Temp V, And she's like, because right now the squad is just trying to find ways to kill Homelander.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, he's under control right now because of the caught in 4K video that we have of him on the plane, but guy's losing his mind. We don't know what he's gonna do.
Might as well talk about this right now. He doesn't care about the video anymore. He said it himself.
In episode 3, right?
Yeah, release the video.
Well,
then I'm going to go crazy.
We'll see.
And kill everyone.
Before that, I like the spiral it took before that, because episode 1, right, is just him like not having control over anything. He's psycho. He's like, oh man, everyone's like walking all over me, whatever. Episode 2, you start seeing more of his life falling apart. You see the thing with Stormfront where he goes visit Stormfront and he's trying to get off, like Stormfront's like jerking him.
Let's see, dude, that Stormfront thing, like, it made no sense. Like, it made it seem like he didn't care for her, but if she killed herself, and like he certainly started caring for her again, saying, oh no, she was the perfect person, and that broke him. But,
I think it fits what his personality is. It's like he cares for her, but at the same time, he cares for her in the sense that she cares for him. Okay. I am entertaining this, she's basically disabled at this point. She cannot move, can't do anything, missing her legs, missing her arm, half her face is gone.
The sun screwed her over, man. He melted her eyelids into like her face.
Actually, was that what happened in the last season? Was it the sun?
The sun had the laser. He used the laser eyes and he burned her off, dude.
Oh my god, I gotta rewatch that scene because she's missing her legs and her arms her body.
In the forest. Yeah, that was in the forest.
Right, it was in the forest.
When the mom died, he literally fired a laser because that's when his power activated.
Yeah.
And he fired a laser and she cooked. And obviously, Vought did not have the technology to revive her, which is different because in the comic, I think they did. In the comic, they did have the technology to revive dead people. So I wonder if they might do that in here.
But could they heal them?
From what I remember, yes, they did have something that they could use where when people die, they could somewhat bring you back.
And
I think they did
like a Lazarus pit from DC.
And I think I need to rewatch it or reread it, but I think they did that with one of the big members of the comic also.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. Maybe somebody knows.
Right. I mean, knowing how they try to keep the show grounded in a way, I imagine that pit's probably not gonna make an appearance. I think Stormfront's dead. Stormfront, she played her role. She lost the will to live because, Homelander does not want to resurrect the pure Aryan race.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that, which is hilarious, honestly.
It's funny because it's like Homelander is a terrible person, but he's not a white supremacist.
He still doesn't believe in Nazi ideology.
Yeah,
what the hell is all this shit, man? I just want to be loved.
It's so hilarious because you try to think of all the terrible things that this guy has done and what a terrible person he is, but no, a Nazi? No, I ain't no Nazi. What are you talking about? Yeah. and he doesn't care. He does not care. Stormfront saying you will be the Uberschnaut of the of the Aryan regime or whatever. He's like, what? No, I don't know. Why are you? I'm leaving. And he just leaves.
Honestly, yeah, it's hilarious.
But that destroys her, because she's like, this is the guy that I thought was going to be the beacon for the Third Reich coming back again.
Fort. Was it the Fort? No, it was
the Fourth.
Yeah, she said the Fort, I think.
Oh, the Fourth Reich. Right.
Yeah. But honestly, and she had been waiting a while because remember, she was somewhat not immortal, but she was old.
She was from like the
World War II, World War I era.
Yeah, she's been around. Yeah. I remember that from the second season. So yeah, she felt defeated. She's immobilized. And part of her, she still cared for Homelander because even though he said, I don't care about that. There's that scene the last time he sees her where it's his birthday And he's like, it's my birthday, what
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna wish me happy birthday? And she's quiet. She's just like or whatever. And
Yeah.
Homelander says, just blink if you want to wish me a happy birthday. She doesn't blink. And then he's
Mhm.
like, okay. And then he just walks away. But when he walks away, she looks at him and she blinks.
Yeah.
She blinks like she loved Homelander, but in the most messed up way possible.
Freaking hilarious.
But it's she kills herself by biting her tongue. And Homelander, he sees that on the news, and it's in the middle of helping someone that was going to jump off a building.
Yeah, because the person was, and he told them, "Oh, please, let's just stop here. I can save you."
He did not care at all. He was just saying, textbook like.
He was reading the script. He was reading
the script. He was reading the script.
He went off. That broke him because he went off and told her everything, and the girl was like, "Oh shit."
Can I get down?
Can I get down?
Oh, you could get down. You could get down, but the
off.
way you wanted to originally.
Honestly, that poor girl. I don't want to say it's hilarious, but in a way it is, because you can see that she realized she messed up and she heard all of this and she's like, "Oh my god, this man is crazy. This is not what I thought." Because I want to say part of her is that even though she wanted to jump off, she knew that somebody could save her.
She, in a way, you could say that she, like, in the world of superheroes, maybe a superhero could come over and console her or something.
All at the bottom, she knew somebody was going to save her, but she realized at that point, this boy is not gonna save me. I'm going to die. And
I kind of want to get out.
Yeah, which is why she broke down, and she was like, "No, I don't want to do this." And he was like, "Nah, you're jumping off." And we don't know if she jumped off. For all we know, he pushed her because we didn't see when she jumped off.
Right, exactly. We know he threatened her with, like, the lasers or whatever, but I mean, it's not a good image. It's not a good image because Homelander could have caught her 100%, and everyone knows that too. Everyone knows that. So this is where you start. I mean, earlier you saw it too, but like this is where I think the domino effect happened. Once Queen Maeve died, then you get the scene that you're talking about later, where
Queen Maeve.
I'm sorry, Stormfront.
Oh yeah, Stormfront. Yeah.
When Stormfront died, that's where you get the scene with the one that you were talking about earlier with Homelander and the video. He confronts Starlight, who, by the way, Starlight has been using the power that she's been getting in the 7 to like try to make things better, right? As co-captain, and it's great to see because she's using it. It's pissing off Homelander because he's supposed to be the only leader, and he does not want any of it. But you get that scene at the very end where they're trying to decide from the talent show American Hero instead of American Idol. They're like, who's gonna be in the 7 now? How do you call it? Starlight wanted the girl and the hijab,
the Afghani British girl, the one,
right?
I don't remember her power because I don't think they explained.
Did they ever show? I don't think they showed it.
No, they didn't show her power.
Okay.
She just explained that the girl had more success than all of the other heroes that were.
She actually did her job. Like,
she was a UNICEF ambassador for world peace or something. So she was one of the good guys, quote unquote.
Right.
She cared, from what we know.
From the public eye, she seems to care.
Exactly. And there was the childhood friend, which was the guy that
the boy band.
The boy band.
Supersonic.
I think that was the boyfriend that cheated on her. I might be getting the comic confused because I think that was in the comic. Yeah, that was in the comic. Because in the comic, Starlight was part of a group of superheroes in her hometown. It was her, another girl, and that boy. She went off to join the 7, and the boy and the girl that were left behind, that was her boyfriend and her best friend, and they started hooking up, and she came back and she hated the guy.
Oh, okay.
They didn't bring that up. Like, you see, this is the issue with the comic. It's getting
you see, this is why I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it.
That is supposed to be her ex-boyfriend, at least in the comic, who cheated on her, because again, this is where the comic goes into more detail. Starlight before joining the Seven was actually part of a superhero group, but she was part of a superhero group that only patrol a small town.
Right.
So she was a small town hero, and that was her going from small town hero to big town hero when she joined the Seven.
Right. No, and I definitely like that, because you even see some segments with Starlight, like when she was attending those pageants. As a kid,
where she holds her fist.
Oh, dude! I mean, the song that she's singing, you know, Britney Spears, "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." Like, nah, man. Like, you don't put a child through that.
To be fair, like, you see it today, even with that show with the pageant girls.
Toddlers and Tiaras. Yeah.
The one from Honey Boo Boo, I think.
Yeah, it was Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, there we go. So you see it, like, and you know, most of those kids don't want to do that. So, but they're forced to, because parents view it as a ticket to make money.
What is pain but weakness leaving the body?
Exactly. And you can see Starlight is also reaching her breaking point, because every time she gets angry, she hides it. She holds that fist, and
she does that Arthur fist.
Yeah, she does that Arthur fist, and I'm telling you, by the end of this season, I'm hoping that she explodes on somebody.
Yeah, no, I want to see her, and I don't know how long this fight would last, but I want to see her 1v1 Homelander. I want to see her beat the ever-loving shit out of Homelander. I don't know.
Powerful.
She is. Maybe not, you know, Homelander, Superman powerful, but I feel like she could stun him, you know, do a good amount of damage, catch him off guard or something. But I mean, you have Starlight showing that caught in 4K video. Homelander's like, do it.
Yeah, I'll take out the defense, I'll take out the Pentagon, and I just burn down New York just for the fun of it.
And it's funny, because
that's hilarious.
That's always been a fear, because it's like, if you guys were to ever do that, I remember even having these conversations like with season 2. It's like, if he loses everything, you know, fame, adoration,
then there's nothing to lose.
Who is going to stop him?
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, you know, I feel, because he may have said the opposite, but I feel Homelander is making a bluff. Because he said, I would prefer to be adored, but I don't mind being feared. Yeah. I think that's a bluff. I think with Homelander, with the benefits he gains from being loved and adored by everyone, he would not do what he said he's gonna do, even though he could do it.
But good on him, because he got tired of people controlling him. And he made a point during that speech he had during the breakdown. He said, all my life, people have been controlling me. Those companies are
my strength has been persecuted.
Yeah. And if they're able to control me, you know damn well they're controlling you. So, in a way, he's giving a good message, because he's saying everything that y'all believe in is full of shit.
Right.
I am not a perfect person. Should be worshipped. I should be doing this because I help people. But at the same time, y'all, that don't give you guys the right to tell me what to do. So he makes a good point.
Boosted his popularity numbers. He was on the decline.
Well, yeah, he had
before that
double digit the ranking, but now they had like a 98% or something approval rate.
It was specifically with, I think, white people, because I think that's what the lady told him. It was like, oh, but you know, the other demographics, they're not, you know, gravitating towards you, but you know, the white people doing a good job. You're doing great with them.
That's what that matter, right?
Right.
Approval rating.
And it's hilarious, because once you start seeing that, that's when you see a character like Butcher start like, dude, you know what? These pills that Queen Maeve gave me, gonna use them. I'm gonna use them. And you get this, I love this scene for the brutality, but you get this scene with him fighting Gunpowder,
which is the sidekick of one of the heroes that we're gonna meet this season.
Right. Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Right. And this fight that they have, I mean, well, first, initially when they fought, he didn't have superpowers. Not Soldier Boy. Gunpowder was using like those
Pistols.
gunslinger superhero moves.
Slade or that guy
Deadshot.
from Deadshot. He's practically Deadshot. And the backstory for those of you listening, if you don't know, practically Gunpowder was the psychic for Soldier Boy, who was practically the main hero before Homelander.
They were part of like the Avengers-esque payback.
Exactly,
Payback. That's what it was.
Yeah, they were the main group before the Sevens became more popular, which shows you like there's multiple company and multiple superhero groups,
which is cool. I like that.
Which is cool, which they need to go into. But practically Soldier Boy died somehow by a weapon, and because a weapon was able to kill Soldier Boy, Butcher wanted to have that weapon to kill Homelander. So he went to see the psychic saying, hey, what happened to your buddy? How did he die? There's no way he died in a nuclear explosion or a nuclear like meltdown, blah, 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 all of that mess.
Right. And that's the mentality he's going in. You know, first he goes in with no superpowers against Gunpowder, loses. You know, I mean he can't fight a person that can dead shot you like from a weird ass angle, bouncing the bullet off of.
That was kind of cool though. Like he
looked
at the mirror, he saw him standing behind a pillar, he shot a wall, and the bullet like bounced like off 4 different things and hit him in the face.
I liked how they showed the bullet like bouncing, where it wasn't like a perfect like it hit the wall and went at a 90-degree angle. Like it just, the bullet is kind of like flipping as it's going, and I like that because it's like, oh yeah, if you could do this is how a bullet would bounce around. So that was cool. Butcher had to leave. He's like, okay, I'm gonna run away.
Yeah, he hit a car and like the alarm distracted the guy and he was to run away.
Exactly. And he comes back with superpowers, and I like how he tested first. He's just like laying on the car.
Yeah, the guy, he's like, get off my car, bro. Just shot him.
Boom, 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 point blank. And he's like, wow, that was easy. And seeing Butcher just stand up and he has that smile on his face, like, yo, let's go.
You messed up. Yeah.
And he went to town on him. Butcher destroyed this guy. He eventually got information out of him on where the guy revealed that the CIA was involved.
The CIA agent, that specifically the agent that's taking care of his adoptive son, which is Homelander's son, which is the lady that was giving them information from season 1.
Right.
She was the agent in charge of his group back during like the Cold War, Vietnam, or Nicaragua. It was Nicaragua.
Yep.
Yeah.
They revealed the guy revealed that, and he's like, okay, so you're gonna let me go, right? Butcher.
Oh man, he went off on that poor man.
He went off on him. It was, I mean, and you know what? It fit the character. This is the one time Butcher had some level of power over a person like this, and he's like, dude, you told me what you know. I appreciate that, but you're still what you are. Boom, 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 like literally a Hulkbuster style.
That's the thing. Like, we didn't really see what this guy did wrong though. Like, from what we know, he was a victim the entire time.
The logic I'm going with is that you had the scene before the parking lot stuff where Butcher was kind of like blackmailing him in a way. He was like, you know, tell me about Soldier Boy, or otherwise I'm leaking these documents showing that, you know, Soldier Boy was, you know, touching you or something.
But that's the thing, he's a victim. Like, so
but here's the thing, the response to something like that is to not show up in the parking lot and try and kill the person trying to blackmail you.
Let's be real. Like, if you were in any position and somebody was blackmailing you with information, especially based on his support and I guess his image, that would destroy his image, because he's the hero, or he was the hero that sells guns, so he's supposed to see as the Giga Chad, like, look at me, I am all
he's
American
very right wing, you know, Second Amendment,
exactly,
guns,
but like,
all that.
if you were to release some information to say that this dude was getting assaulted by an older man to the point where he really filed paperwork begging Vought or whatever company saying, yo,
tell him to stop.
take me out of this man's hands. Like, of course you would lose it. So I don't know. I feel like it was one of those guys. He didn't deserve to die. The man was a victim.
I mean, I wouldn't say he like okay.
Because he even said it. I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on. I was 14.
Right. No, yeah. It's not that, you know, what happened with him and Soldier Boy is not the guy was a victim of whatever happened. We don't know what happened, but we knew something happened. We knew stuff happened. Yeah. But I think where they blurred the line was where once he learned of Butcher trying to blackmail his public image, his first response was, I'm killing this guy. And so it begs the question, if that's his first response because he has superpowers and he knows he can get away with it, what else would he be willing to kill someone over? Yeah, so then the scene where he's knocking him out, I'm like, oh man, that's rough. That's rough.
And then he lost it with the laser eyes because he got laser eyes and he cut this man in half. Oh man. And
he cut, the man was in pieces at that point.
I'm surprised they made no reference to that after that. It was not in the news. Like, you know, like it was
the death of
right.
Like,
hero died by getting a laser in half. Like, you know,
right, because there's no supervillains in this. I know there was a story element where they were trying to make supervillains, but that was like games. That was like season one, and that was like in third world countries, like on the other side of the planet. In like the states in this lore, they're not doing that. They don't have supervillains. It's just heroes stopping regular crooks or whatever.
And it's not like they would know what it is because at least in the comic, multiple people have similar powers. We see it in the show where A-Train was racing against that other speedster that was trying to replace him.
Literally same superpower. They're just fast.
Speed. Yeah.
So I'm sure maybe we might see more of that in the future episodes. Like, you know, they start finding bodies. Like, oh wow, who's this? And plus, also, it could be a Vought thing because maybe they found the body and they're like, we don't want this to get out that a superhero was killed. So it could be a mix of that. But you know, Butcher has superpowers now. There's some side effects. You know, he's kind of throwing up and, you know, pooping himself and everything.
He's going to withdraw. It looked like withdrawal, or he has a hangover. It was a hangover, practically.
Right. I think, I think it was more of a hangover, because like because you know he only took one, and he's like just throwing up the day after or something. So I think we'll see more of how that's gonna work, because I think even the son, the adoptive son, I think he even noticed it too. He's like, yeah, your heart's racing more. Your blood smells funny. And Butcher's keeping this a secret from everyone.
Yeah, and we still don't know the side effects.
We don't know if there's like permanent stuff, temporary, just, you know, nausea, whatever he's experiencing right now. But yeah, like Queen Maeve said, it was something from R&D. It's still in the testing phase. We don't know what it does. So, but it works. It does its job, what it's supposed to do. And I want to see in the future episodes who else is going to take this. Is it going to, you know, Hughey, superpower Hughey? Superpower Hughey.
That was part of the comic, man. Hughey has superpowers, so I'm excited to see that.
I've got to see this because we, you know, Hughey, Frenchie, Kimiko, Milkman. Oh, no, I'm not Milkman. Mother's Milk. MM.
Yeah, the black guy, yeah.
Yeah, he has returned into the fray because of, you know, the mentioning of Soldier Boy, and
parents,
right, and that's something that I don't know if we never got lore on that in the previous seasons, right?
We did not. If we did, I do not remember. And even this season, we were not giving enough information yet.
Right.
So we most likely are waiting till episode 4 to go into detail.
Okay.
But I'm assuming they're all gonna take the superpower, especially Hughey, because Hughey, this couple episodes, I don't know about you, it seemed that they really went out of their way to show that he's mentally and physically weak.
Yeah.
He can't handle the fact that Starlight is working with her ex-boyfriend. well, might as well say it right now. She kissed Homelander on national television at the end, which is gonna piss him off, even though it's for,
he's the one that told her. He's like, hey, put up with it, please.
Exactly. And he couldn't open a jar, and I thought that was really subtle, like he couldn't
actually,
open a
you're
jar
right,
of like jam, but eventually once she was in there, he really broke it and cut his hand because they're trying to show that how weak he is. And I think Hughey is definitely gonna jump on the pill just so he can get some power into his hand.
Easily.
That's gonna cause some conflict with Starlight, which is gonna push her to where the other boyfriend, the other guy, the ex-boyfriend, and I already see how it's gonna go.
Which he seems he seems like a good person so far.
I realize there's no such thing as a good person in this show, man. Like,
I mean, I
this
don't
man
know.
He has skeleton in the closet. There's no way you can be that nice. And if he is that nice, he's gonna get cut apart.
I see that happen. I see that happening. But potentially, if he is a good person, he's probably, because the whole thing with Starlight, warning him was like, listen, I wish someone told me this before I got into the 7. If they give you the spot to join, say no. Leave.
And he immediately said, no, I'm not listening to her. I'm going in. Which I like to believe shows that he sacrificed other people in the past just to get to that point, and he's not willing to listen to anybody stopping him from getting to that point. He's willing to jump into the lion's den to be part of that group, and you only do that if you're a lion yourself. Like,
well, I mean, part of it could be a mix of like what you said. He even said it himself. I've been building up to this my entire life. I did that boy band stuff just to build rep and popularity to get to where I am now, and now you're telling me all of that was for nothing. Like, I don't know. I can't. And now you're telling me like they're psychos or whatever, right? So he the thing is, he didn't outright deny her from the beginning. He said he needed like a second because she just threw this. She just threw this information at him, like boom, 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 boom. Homelander's a psycho. They're all psychos. You need to leave. Don't accept it. Then he comes back later and he's like, okay, I am still gonna join, but because you're in this on your own, because I know you're a good person and it sounds like you need some help. I'm gonna join for that. I don't know, man. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. It's just something. Because then it would be more tragic if he was a good person that did join just to protect her, and then something happens to him. Yeah. Exactly. Or there could be a plot twist where he's like, I just want the fame. I don't care, and
he could be another A-Train.
He could be another A-Train. Poor A-Train, man. He can't even run. He can't even run anymore because I think the heart, because he was taking what was that drug called? Compound. Was it Compound V?
Yeah, he was taking extra Compound V. So even though Compound V was meant to give people power, he was taking it more to enhance his power, and it messed with his heart because he has a heart disorder, which explains why he's getting chubby and he's practically eating non-stop.
Right.
He's eating out his feelings, and I mean, he's trying to change his image by saying, look at me, I am African man.
I'm in touch with my roots, and
I'm like the movie Roots. I lost it, man.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Classic like company manipulation. Every time there's a social holiday, all of those companies try to change their image, pretend they care about whatever is going on. Like, it's really that right there. Like,
we see it in the theme park.
Yes.
Like LGB turkey legs.
BLM BLT, like
I love that was the best one. That was the best one.
Like
BLM BLT. Woke Walk. It's from Woke Walk.
There we go. And it's from Vought, a company that's for cycles. Like, come on, like you see it today with regular companies. They don't care.
Right.
They just do it because people are foolish enough to believe they care. So.
Right. No, whatever. I definitely like the pot shot that the show took with how these companies, if given the chance, you are gonna see a BLM BLT at some point, with some company that's gonna do it. We saw it with Walmart. I think it was a Walmart with the Juneteenth ice cream.
Okay, dude. Low key speaking, if anybody listening and you're still listening to this foolishness, Tell me where to buy this ice cream because it's red velvet and cheesecake swirl.
That's insane. That
My
sounds
man,
good.
that
Good.
sounds amazing. I don't care. Like, if you find another brand that sells this, I actually want to try this. And
Just tell me the flavor. It doesn't have to be Juneteenth. Just tell me where can I get this flavor? Because that sounds insane.
Red velvet and cheesecake swirl, like that sounds amazing. But yeah, sadly it was taken away from us.
Too soon.
Nah, they're lucky I didn't work at Walmart, because if I work at Walmart, I would have been in the back and stacking up my cart with those things, man. Like, yeah.
Oh my god. But aside from that, is there anything else that we missed? Was there anything major? Like, there's a side plot with Frenchie. With I wasn't really following that too much.
No, it was just it was one of the people that used to work for. That's not important. The only thing that we didn't really talk about was the fact that the old group with Soldier Boy.
Right.
We knew that the CIA lady knew Stan, which is the head of Vought. We realized that we mentioned it before. Black Noir or Black is actually a black man.
We see his face. We actually get to see it.
But it's burned off, which makes me wonder if that's why his mask is always on, at least in the show.
It is because I think it was season 1. He took off half his mask. Right? He took off half his mask, and but you could barely see what was there. But from what you could see, it looked disfigured. But we didn't know what it was. We didn't know if it was he's a botched experiment or whatever.
So that makes me, I need to go watch to go see if he was black, because that guy was pretty dark skinned, so it shouldn't be that hard. Or maybe they just changed it randomly and didn't think anybody would notice.
Right.
Apart from that, nothing else major happened. We do know that Soldier Boy was killed by the Russian. They had a weapon that they used to kill him.
Killed, quotation marks, we don't know.
He should be back, but he was incapacitated by the Russian by some kind of weapon.
Right.
They took his body away in a chopper, and at the end of the episode 3, Butcher said, "Pack your bag, we're going to Russia." So
that's the road trip with
which
the
is
boys.
Interesting, because now we're gonna see Russian version of the 7
or
Russian version of superheroes, because right now we've been
what's the international take on super? Okay,
because that's something in the comic. In the comic, they go to other countries, and there's a bunch of villains and heroes in other countries that are not affiliated with American heroes. So they might be a 7 version of the Russians.
That's gonna be interesting. I'm actually excited about that. I didn't even consider that. Like when they said they're going to Russia, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. But now it's like, let's see how. Yeah.
Especially since that show did this. I don't like it, but they have a lot of real world politics in there. Like they mentioned Oliver North in the Iran contract, which was, you give weapons, you sell weapon to, you sell cocaine and lower income from Nicaragua, which you used to buy weapon from Iran, and that pyramid scheme circle BS.
Yeah.
But it shows that there was at least a Cold War with communism and all of that mess. And even in the Boys universe, which means that the Russian, while the American were creating their nuclear weapon, aka the superheroes, the Russians, the Chinese,
they had to have an equivalent.
Every other country have to have equivalent of those nuclear weapon. And from our perspective as viewer, it's like watching American news. We only see the 7 because this show is based in America. But other countries probably have their own version of heroes with their own clownery that are going on.
Right. Soldier Boy was like the Captain America of the the US. So there was like
a
from
Captain Russia or Red Skull, whatever.
Red Guardian.
Yeah. They had to be something like this.
So that's gonna be cool. I'm actually more excited now for the future episodes to see what we're gonna get.
They're gonna go to Europe. If we base superheroes based on a nuclear weapon, all the major European nations also have their own nuclear weapon. So France, Germany, Italy, all of those countries should have their own heroes going around running amok.
And we need to see, because the whole point of that Nicaragua scene was to show, even in the what was it, the 80s, right? It was the 80s. I think.
70s, 80s, stuff like that.
The Vought was trying to get Supes into the military. Exactly. They wanted these guys on the front lines, and you have I forget the character's name. the
Which one?
from the CIA, the one that was leading the operation.
Should say CIA lady, man. Like it was the
C-
short CIA lady that's taking care of the son. She's the lady
Right.
from the first season, yo.
Right. I remember her. She's even saying like, listen, superheroes are not soldiers, they're clowns.
They don't listen.
And we see it in this scene. Like they're killing their own guys. Like without, like we have one, I think it was Gunpowder. He's on the Gatling gun. He's mowing down his own troops.
Yeah, I know. And again, they're the one that caused the death because they decided to fly into that sky. Even
the fly, yeah.
That if you fly, you're gonna give away your position. That shows that they're kids in a way. They're kids with big guns.
Exactly.
And that's what the dude thought he was in Call of Duty. He was killing everything in sight. She lost like 120 men. She said, or 200.
It was 117, I think.
117 men. And you know, half of these deaths were caused by
easily. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, I still think she's one of the good guys. You know, I don't think there's anything with her where, you know, she was like withholding a secret or something, where it's gonna bite them in the ass. It was just like, oh, I mean, yeah, I did control Soldier Boy during that one operation, but his body's gone. What do you want me to do?
No, like, exactly. No, for her, she did not want them there in the first place.
Exactly. So, we'll see what happens. But other than that, you know, Homelander, psycho, unhinged, willing to be himself now, because the mask is off, and it's building up to that point. It's building up to that point we saw I think in season 2, where he was in that interview, and what we thought was reality when he just like blasted everyone.
It wasn't an interview. Remember, it was the minister Newden. Yeah, Nadia. It was Nadia. He was on the stand. Yeah, she was having a protest against superhero, and he flew down and say, "Talk shit, I'm right there." And then some guy, some Soldier Boy, says, "Screw you, Homelander, you're a piece of shit." And he was
it was a military guy.
Yeah, because it was a guy in the crowd that was like, it was a black guy. I'm pretty sure he was.
Okay, yes, because they were protesting superheroes being in the military.
Yeah, and he cussed out Homelander, and Homelander was like, "Oh, you're disrespecting me." Zoom, and he cut him.
Obliterated everyone, and we thought, I'm telling you, foreshadowing. There's gonna be something, and I don't know if it's in the comics, if he actually does go, you know, loose, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I like the suspense, thinking, man, this man is building up. He's building up, and they're gonna have to take him out. This man has to go.
Honestly, I hope they milk the comic and they milk this show for as long as possible.
It's
before
great.
that happen, because the minute he crosses that line, the show is gonna end.
That's the unfortunate part. Like, it's a scene I want to see, but you know, once it happens, we're probably towards the end of the series already. I'm pretty sure they got greenlit for a season 4 while season 3 was being made.
Makes sense.
I don't know if they got another season after that. I would have to go up and look again. But we are getting a season 4. I know that. So nothing's gonna end in this season. And we'll wait and see. Is there anything else that we didn't cover? Anything major? It was 3 episodes, so it's a lot to go into.
I'm excited to see the next episode. They're gonna go to Russia. We're gonna see some Russian superhero who have obviously lower standards than American superheroes. That might cause some conflict of interest, because now you're gonna have American quote-unquote heroes sneaking around in Russia, at least from the Russian government point of view. So I am ready to see. I will not be surprised if Soldier Boy becomes like some kind of Winter Soldier for the Russians.
Oh,
like,
okay.
making a reference to,
assuming he's still alive, he's probably being controlled.
I would not be surprised.
That would be cool.
They took his body, and so unless they're using his body to make more heroes, the same way the comic had Homelander DNA for Black Noir and other stuff,
right?
I'm ready to see clownery, and now that they have powers, I want to see some heads fly off. I want to see a good fight scene.
No, yeah, same. Like, things are getting to a boiling point, and I'm a fan for it. I'm waiting for the Deep to like just go off on people because he's being bullied for the last 3 seasons.
Bullied by his wife also. That was the surprising part.
Eat the octopus. Eat it.
Eat it. Stop messing around. Even though he had some weird sexual thing with that octopus,
that was hella weird. I don't know it is sad. It is sad because like he's saying he's praying. He's praying.
He has children. He said he's afraid. No, man.
This is hilarious. We'll see. A lot of dynamics going on with the superheroes and the non-superheroes. As you can see, we're excited for what's to come next. I'm excited. Toasty's excited. Catch us every Friday, right? Every Friday, a new episode.
I think so. I need to figure out what the schedule is, and I need to know if they're gonna release. It's a weekly thing, right?
It's a weekly show, right?
Yeah. So every Friday,
tune in at the Yonkō Table to watch some The Boys coverage. And yeah, we'll see where all these characters are gonna go. I'm excited, and let's see what plot points they adapt from the comics, and see which ones they don't. Maybe they'll make better ones. I don't know. Got to see more Soldier Boy. All about that Soldier Boy. They need to do a song. But yeah, that's all we have to say here at the Yonkō Table, everyone. Let us know what you all think of The Boys, the first 3 episodes. Did you like the premiere? What do you think about Homelander and Anthony Starr's acting? What did you think about the plot threads carrying over from the previous seasons? And what are you most excited for with The Boys season 3? Things are picking up, and I'm excited that we're going to another country in the series to see how superheroes are. But if you enjoy what we had to say, don't forget to leave us a thumbs up or a like wherever you're listening to us on. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Give us a like, give us a shout out. Let us know what you think. But with that, everyone, I'm your Yonkō host, DrJaceAttorney, and fellow Supernova Toasty, signing off, and take care.